Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Word Journey, your home for learning, practicing, and growing in English every single week. It's Friday, one of my favorite days of the week. Why? Because it's time for our Friday English practice session. This is your time to slow down, relax, and focus on improving one of the most important language skills, speaking. Now, let me ask you a question. How many times have you said to yourself, I understand English, but I can't speak it confidently? You listen, you read, maybe even write a little, but when it comes to speaking, your mind freezes. The words are there, but they don't come out smoothly. If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to guide you through a powerful speaking practice routine that you can do every Friday or any day you like to build fluency, confidence, and natural communication in English. We'll talk about pronunciation, rhythm, daily speaking habits, and practical ways to train your mouth and mind to work together in English. You'll get sample speaking exercises, real conversation examples, and tips that native speakers use without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to make Friday your English fluency day, a day to relax, practice, and get better step by step. So grab a notebook, clear your mind, and let's begin your Friday English practice on Word Journey. Let's start with an important truth. Speaking is often the hardest part of learning English. You might already know hundreds of words. You understand movies, songs, and podcasts. But when it's your turn to speak, it feels like everything disappears. Why does that happen? Because speaking is not just about knowledge, it's about speed, confidence, and reaction. When you speak, your brain has to do three things at once. Find the right words. Build a correct sentence. Say it clearly and naturally. That's a lot of work, especially if English is not your first language. The good news is that speaking is a skill. And like any skill, playing an instrument, driving a car, cooking, you get better with consistent practice. That's exactly what today's session is about, practicing English in ways that feel natural and achievable. Let's make Friday your official English speaking practice day. Why Friday? Because it's the end of the week, a perfect time to reflect, relax, and speak freely without pressure. Your goal every Friday is simple. Spend 30 to 45 minutes speaking English out loud. You don't need a partner or a teacher. You just need your voice, your thoughts, and a few good exercises. Here's a simple routine we'll follow in this session. Warm up with pronunciation and rhythm. Practice short sentences to build fluency. Describe your week in English. Do a mini speaking challenge. End with reflection and motivation for next week. Let's go step by step. Just like a musician warms up before playing or an athlete stretches before running, your mouth and tongue also need a warm-up before speaking English. Let's start with a few pronunciation drills. Repeat these phrases slowly at first, then gradually faster. She sells seashells by the seashore. Red lorry, yellow lorry. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. These tongue twisters are not just fun, they help you improve clarity and rhythm. Next, practice word stress and intonation. English is a rhythm-based language, which means some words are stressed while others are softer. Try saying this sentence out loud, focusing on the bold words. I really want to improve my English speaking skills. When you emphasize key words, your English sounds more natural. Now try this one. It's Friday and I'm ready to practice my English. Feel the rhythm? That's the heartbeat of spoken English. Now let's move to short sentences. The goal here is to speak without translating from your native language. One of the biggest challenges learners face is overthinking. You start translating in your head before speaking, and by the time you find the right words, the moment is gone. So here's what we'll do. I'll give you short, simple prompts. After each one, you can pause and answer aloud in English. Ready? Let's start. Prompt 1. What did you have for breakfast today? Prompt 2. How do you usually spend your Fridays? Prompt 3. What is one goal you want to achieve this month? Prompt 4. Who inspires you the most? Prompt 5. What is something you learned recently? Your answers don't have to be perfect. What matters is speaking out loud. The more you speak, the more your brain learns to think directly in English. Here's a model example for the first one. I had coffee and toast for breakfast today. I usually start my day with something simple because I like to get to work early. Notice it's natural and conversational. That's the goal, clear and confident, not complicated. Now it's time for my favorite part of Friday English practice, telling your story. Speaking English fluently doesn't mean speaking fast. It means speaking smoothly and expressing your ideas clearly. One of the best ways to do that is by describing your week. Start with these questions. What was the highlight of your week? Did you have any challenges? Did you learn or try something new? How do you feel about the week overall? Here's an example. This week was really busy but productive. On Monday, I had a meeting with my team to plan a new project. On Wednesday, I went to the gym after work, which helped me relax. The highlight of my week was Friday because I finished a big report and finally had some free time. Overall, I feel proud of what I accomplished. This kind of reflection helps you use past tense verbs naturally. Was, had, went, finished, felt. If you do this every Friday, you'll get better at expressing your experiences, organizing your thoughts, and speaking spontaneously. You can also record yourself speaking for 2 minutes. When you listen back, notice your pronunciation, grammar, and pacing. You'll start hearing your progress. Now, let's do a Friday speaking challenge. Imagine you're having a casual conversation with a friend or colleague in English. I'll give you a scenario, and you'll respond as if you were really there. Scenario 1. You meet a coworker at the coffee machine. They ask, "How's your week going?" How would you answer? You might say, "It's been pretty good. A bit busy, but I'm happy with the progress I've made this week." How about you? Scenario 2. You're talking to a classmate and they ask, "Do you have any plans for the weekend?" You could reply, "Yes, I'm planning to go hiking on Saturday morning, and then I'll probably relax and watch a movie in the evening." Scenario 3. You're meeting someone new at a social event. They ask, "What do you do?" Your answer could be, "I work as a graphic designer. I create digital content for social media and websites. It's really creative work. I enjoy it a lot." Scenario 4. You're chatting with a friend who asks, "What's something you're looking forward to next week?" You could say, "I'm looking forward to starting a new project at work. It's something I've been planning for a while, and I'm excited to see how it goes." By practicing these short conversations regularly, you train your brain to respond quickly and naturally. Every Friday, pick a few new words or expressions and use them in your speaking practice. Let's learn some useful words that fit common topics. Topic 1. Work or study. Deadline, a date when something must be finished. Task, a piece of work to do. Progress, improvement over time. Challenge, something difficult that requires effort. Example, this week I had to meet several deadlines, but I made good progress. Topic 2. Feelings and emotions. Motivated, having energy or desire to do something. Exhausted, very tired. Relieved, happy something stressful is over. Proud, feeling satisfaction with your work. Example, I was exhausted by Thursday, but I felt proud after finishing my presentation. Topic 3. Daily life and routine. Commute, your trip to work or school. Errands, small tasks like shopping or banking. catch up, talk, or spend time with someone after a while. Example: I used my weekend to catch up with friends and run some errands. When you learn new words, don't just memorize them, use them in your speaking practice. That's how vocabulary becomes part of your active language. Now let's focus on pronunciation. Many learners understand English perfectly, but struggle to pronounce words clearly. Let's practice some common trouble sounds. 1. The TH sound. Place your tongue between your teeth and gently blow air. Examples: think, thought, through, thinks. Sentence: I think this Thursday will be thrilling. 2. The R and L difference. Try this. Really like right and light, road and load. Sentence: I really like learning languages. 3. The ending sounds. English words often end with clear consonants that must be pronounced. Examples: stopped, worked, missed. Practice: I worked hard this week and stopped only when I finished. Remember, the goal is not to sound perfect, it's to sound clear and confident. A major part of improving speaking is changing how you think. When you speak in your native language first and then translate into English, you slow yourself down. Instead, try to think directly in English. Start small. When you see something around you, describe it in English. For example, the sun is shining. I'm drinking my morning coffee. I have a meeting in an hour. These short thoughts help your brain create direct connections to English. Over time, you'll stop translating completely, and that's when real fluency begins. You can also narrate your actions throughout the day. I'm walking to the bus stop. I'm checking my emails. I'm preparing dinner. It may feel strange at first, but it's one of the best exercises to build automatic speaking ability. Another powerful method for Friday English practice is called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a short audio clip and repeating exactly what you hear, as closely as possible to the speaker's tone, speed, and rhythm. You can use podcasts, YouTube videos, or news clips. Choose something short, maybe 30 seconds long. Listen carefully once, then repeat along with the speaker. This technique helps you improve pronunciation, learn natural intonation, train your ear and mouth to work together. It's one of the fastest ways to sound more fluent. You can even use parts of this video later for shadowing practice. Let's talk about confidence. Many learners hesitate to speak because they fear making mistakes. But here's the truth: mistakes are proof that you're learning. Nobody learns to speak perfectly from the beginning. Even native speakers make mistakes. The difference is, they don't stop speaking because of it. The best speakers are not the ones who know the most grammar, they're the ones who are not afraid to try. So on Fridays, make this your rule: speak freely without fear. If you make a mistake, correct yourself gently and move on. Every sentence you speak builds your confidence. Remember, fluency is not about perfection, it's about progress. At the end of each Friday practice, take 5 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, what new words did I use today? What sentence felt difficult to say? What am I proud of improving? You can even keep a speaking journal. Write 1 paragraph in English after each practice. Over time, you'll see how much your vocabulary, structure, and confidence have grown. Here's an example journal entry. Today, I practiced speaking about my week. At first, I felt nervous, but after a few minutes, I became more comfortable. I learned new phrases like catch up with friends and run errands. I want to focus more on pronunciation next time. This reflection helps you stay consistent and motivated. Before we wrap up, let's end with a mini challenge. Choose one topic and speak about it for 1 full minute in English. Here are a few topic ideas. Your favorite hobby, a memorable trip, your daily routine, someone you admire, A goal you want to achieve this year. Set a timer for 1 minute and just talk. Don't stop, don't overthink, and don't worry about mistakes. If you do this every Friday, your fluency will improve dramatically. Learning to speak English well is a journey, not a race. Some days you'll feel confident, and other days you might struggle. That's completely normal. What matters is consistency. Even 10 minutes of speaking practice each day makes a huge difference over time. Every word you speak, every sentence you try, and every mistake you make brings you closer to fluency. So celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Remember, improvement happens in small steps, and every Friday is another step forward on your word journey. Conclusion. And that brings us to the end of today's Friday English practice session. We warmed up with pronunciation, practiced short sentences, described our week, did a speaking challenge, and talked about mindset and motivation. Now it's your turn. Keep this routine going every week. Speak, listen, reflect, and grow. The more you practice, the more natural your English will become, and soon, speaking will feel as easy as thinking. Thank you so much for joining me today on Word Journey. I hope this session inspires you to make Friday your official English speaking day. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a like, share it with others who want to improve their English, and don't forget to subscribe to Word Journey for more weekly lessons, speaking practice, and tips to boost your confidence in English. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep growing, because every word takes you one step further on your word journey. See you next Friday.